the potential restoration of Argentina. Like New Zealand, they have risen from the ashes of socialism and decided to try something new, in this case, a chainsaw-wielding libertarian, Rebecca.
Yes, well, from time to time, Argentina gets itself on what we might call the right foot. It really has a wonderful history, and at the turn of the 20th century, it was one of the 10 wealthiest countries in the world. It was right up there with Australia, and it was because it was competitive and it was export-oriented. It wasn't burdened by protectionism and all sorts of regulations. So it does have a fine tradition, but the 20th century was a pretty really after the First World War, it really started to go downhill. It was still wealthy, but it went into a sharp decline as it sort of lurched between military dictatorships and its very own form of socialism, which is named after the Perons and is called Peronism. And really, it just was a corporatist cabal between the trade unions and corporatist companies and the government, sort of crony capitalism. And really, you know, sometimes I have written that it was sort of a bit like the way the direction Victoria seems to be going, but in any case, it's turned Argentina from a shining example of prosperity into almost a basket case.
Well, the new President Javier Milei was inaugurated over the weekend. A few Aussies were there to watch proceedings and make sure it was all legit. I'm joking, of course, but Ross Cameron and John Ruddock were both tweeting about it from abroad. Are you hopeful that Mr. I didn't come here to guide lambs but to awaken lions is going to be a force of good for Argentina?
Look, I think the truth in politics is that every political career ends in failure, and it's really what sort of a failure that it ends in that will determine, you know, what the legacy of that politician is. Javier Milei has a sort of a wonderful romantic appeal for anyone who's lived in Latin America or who's read the magical realist novels of Gabriel Garcia Marquez or Mario Vargas Llosa will immediately recognise this. He's a character who seems to have stepped straight out of one of those novels. But at the same time, he has a very serious political forebears like Carlos Menem, and a lot of what he will do is not unknown to Argentines and really has to be done. Government spending is out of control. You know, money has been printed in a crazy way, so there's only one thing to do then. Now, can he do as much as he said he would? I doubt it. And will he? In fact, I think many people will be disappointed because he won't be as crazy as they want. So who knows? Well, we will have to wait and see what happens.